Hello dear and welcome to the channel Follow Up and Goals.
We often think of success as this big, flashy thing, like a lightning strike or a lottery win. But what if it's not like that at all? What if it's more like a building, something you construct quietly, deliberately, piece by piece, every single day? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today, the architecture of discipline. Okay, first things first. Before we can build, we have to do a little demolition. We need to tear down a common myth that holds so many of us back. Let's talk about the success delusion and unpack our really flawed picture of what it takes to achieve something great. So here's the side by side. On one hand, you've got the myth that success is one big, dramatic, overnight moment. But the reality? It's not nearly as glamorous, but it is way, way more powerful. It's actually the grand total of thousands of small, consistent, and, let's be honest, often totally unnoticed efforts.
So, if we're always waiting around for that one big moment, what are we really waiting for? Usually it's a feeling, right? We're waiting for inspiration, for motivation to strike. And that, my friends, is the motivation trap. Let's get into why this is just a completely failing strategy.
Now, I know this might sound completely backwards, but it is so crucial to get this. We think we have to feel motivated to act, but the people who actually get things done, they understand that real lasting success is built on something much, much more reliable. And here's the simple reason why. Motivation, it's just an emotion. It's a spark. It's exciting, for sure, but it is incredibly fickle. It comes and goes whenever it wants. Look, it might be enough to get you started, but I promise you, it will absolutely abandon you long before you get anywhere near the finish line. And this is the answer. While motivation is just a fleeting feeling, habits are a system. They are the bedrock. They are what you fall back on when inspiration has completely vanished. They're what carry you through all the boring, difficult, and totally uninspired days. Okay, so what does this actually look like in practice? Well, if we stop chasing that high of motivation and start building solid habits, we literally become the architects of our own future. We're designing the life we want, one daily action at a time. So how do we do it? It really comes down to three core pillars of daily discipline. Number one, how you manage your time, the actual structure of your day. Number two, how you talk to yourself, that internal story you're telling. And number three, and this might be the biggest one, the non-negotiable promise to yourself to just show up, especially when it's hard. Just think about it for a second. That choice you make the moment your alarm goes off. Are you going to hit snooze for a few more minutes of comfort? Or are you going to get up and start laying the very first stone for your day's foundation? That's it. That's where the architecture begins. And it keeps going all the way into the night. It's about that final hour of focus, that last rep at the gym, that extra chapter you read when everyone else has already called it a day. It's a commitment you make to yourself, for yourself. There's no audience required. Okay, now let's get to the really cool part. The magic that happens when you start stringing all these choices together. This is the incredible power of ordinary days, where all these consistent, kind of mundane actions start to compound into something truly magnificent. But this is the tough part, and we have to be real about it. There are going to be days, maybe even weeks or months, where you feel like you're just spinning your wheels. You're putting in the work, you're laying the bricks, but it feels like the wall isn't getting any higher. And this is the mindset you have to grab onto with both hands. Remember, a single brick doesn't look like a house. But it's not nothing. It's a step. It is forward motion. Because slow progress is still and will always be progress. So what it all boils down to is your mindset. First, you got to focus on just getting a little bit better, not on being perfect. Second, you have to trust the process, even when you can't see the results right away. And finally, you don't need to rush, and you definitely don't need to compare your journey to anyone else's. Just run your own race. Just think about the power of this. Every single hour you set aside, totally dedicated and free from distraction, that adds another solid piece to the structure you're building. It's a real asset. And it's not just about the work itself. Every single time you choose the harder, better option over the easy one, you're adding the mortar that holds everything together. You're making the entire structure stronger. And what happens is that every one of these little victories creates this powerful snowball effect. It's not just addition, it becomes multiplication. Your momentum starts building on itself, getting bigger and faster with every single turn. So, what's the big payoff? After all that grinding and the slow progress and the disciplined choices, what does it all really amount to? Let's look at the final, truly extraordinary result of daily discipline. Because one day you'll look up from laying your one single brick for the day, and you won't just see a wall, you'll see the entire fortress you've built. That right there is the promise. The accumulation of all that ordinary, consistent effort is what ultimately creates an extraordinary life. So, what's the takeaway from all this? Honestly, it's the simple. Keep laying your bricks. Keep doing the work. Just keep showing up for yourself. And keep growing, one ordinary day at a time. And that really leaves us with just one final crucial question. The work doesn't start tomorrow or next week. It starts right now. So, what discipline choice are you going to make? What focused hour will you commit to? What brick will you lay today?
Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.